Bartenders are the cornerstone of our community. They set the atmosphere, shape the night, and turn ordinary moments into something unforgettable.
We love to watch them work, the rhythm, the craft, the precision, and we love to taste what they create.
But more than anything, we love to understand what makes them tick, what inspires them, what drives them, and how they got here.
Because behind every pour, every cocktail, and every last call, there's a story. And trust us, they've seen it all.
We're your hosts, Leanne and Blair. Pull up a seat, grab a drink, and listen to what this bar has to say. Welcome, listeners. Our guest tonight is Jared Fate from Wiseguy Lounge. Welcome, Jared.
Hello.
Thanks for
be
being
here.
on the podcast. All right, so we're going to start with, I made Jell-O shots.
Yes, you did.
Okay,
They look great.
and the reason I made Jell-O shots was because Fresh Victor sent us a whole bunch of bottles of their fresh juice. It's delicious. It's all like freshly made. And then I was reading Chilled magazine. Do you subscribe to Chilled magazine?
I do.
Okay. So they did a whole thing on Jell-O shots. So it inspired me because I love how they use real fruit as the vessel to get the shot in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So I made, I put tequila in it and
The agave lime.
juice. I forget what else was in it. Damn it, I should have brought the bottle.
Hold on.
Anyway, and then the other one is grapefruit sea salt, and I mixed that with whiskey.
Nice.
Mexican lime and agave is what the lime.
The lime shot.
And this shot as well.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers it. Cheers.
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 Clink.
Clink. Oh my goodness, that's really good.
That's delicious.
It's not bad, right? So Pride is this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys doing anything special?
So we're gonna have a Pride menu that we put out, and we also just put out our regular summer menu. So ideally, I believe I haven't gotten the specs yet for them, but it should be 3 or 4 cocktails, and we'll run it all weekend. And then we just released our summer menu, which we did in-house, which is super cool. That's been doing really well. That was out at the beginning of this month. So we'll be promoting a lot of that stuff as well as our Pride cocktails. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Short North is going to be a madhouse.
Is this your first Pride?
So we were open last year on Pride, but it was literally our first week being open pretty much to the public. So we didn't see a ton of business. We were busier that week than we were following, but we were still so new. We were still getting our name out there. So we're hoping this time around we'll be a lot busier. We'll be able to kind of get our name out there the right way. I know it's going to be crazy, but we are like kind of towards the end of it. So we'll be busy, but I'm not sure exactly
You should make
what it's going to look like.
shots.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. These are really good too.
Shots I've ever had.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely. No, I'm not
They're
either. These are
good.
probably
All right.
some of the best I've
What
had.
gelatin did you use?
Just a real gelatin.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
didn't use Jell-O.
No.
No.
No,
So
I
what's the
use.
second one?
So this is the grapefruit sea salt with whiskey, with bourbon. But no, it's just you take the packet gelatin and you put the alcohol and then the juice in a pan and just heat it up slightly so the gelatin dissolves. You don't want it to boil or anything, but just until it dissolves, and then put it in your vessel and put it in the refrigerator or the freezer, as I did because I was in a hurry.
Oh my God, that's delicious.
The whiskey one is really
Oh my
good
God.
too. Whiskey's a hard thing to use too in a Jell-O shot. You got the amounts down.
Yeah, the bourbon
Perfectly.
comes through.
Yeah.
It's all there.
It's not like super overpowering.
No.
Yeah.
Yay.
Very good.
Well done.
You might need to put these in the cocktail book alongside
done.
all the other
Right?
stuff, right?
So how long have you been a bartender?
So I bartended since I'm 21. I'm 26 now, so roughly 5 years. And I've just done all kinds of different styles of bartending. I started off in a club, so that was very quick paced. I was a bar back and a server's assistant. And that was even before I started bartending. So I've been in the industry probably since I was 18. So around 8, 9-ish years.
Why? How were you in the industry? That one?
Just I try to start working as early as possible, and I've always been a personable person, so it's just I fit. And I just really enjoyed. I'm kind of an ADD person, so I struggle to sit down for long periods of time, and the industry kind of just wasn't that. I never saw myself being in a desk role, and I just love the chaos, for lack of a better term. I love interacting with all these different people in all these different walks of life. I just enjoy entertaining also. So I just kind of, I don't know, I fell into it, and I eventually just thought, wow, I like this more than what I'm going to school for. So I kind of put my best foot forward and went all in. So
Awesome.
Now,
yeah.
when you say club, do you mean nightclub, country club?
So it was
Very different.
It was a nightclub in a steakhouse. It was in Cincinnati. It was called Gala Park Gastropub. It was initially Gala started in Cincinnati, and then they opened a couple downtown in Columbus in the short north. That's where I kind of got my training and initial job as a bartender. But then from there, I opened a restaurant, did the front of house training that was called The Rail, and then I found myself at a little speakeasy cocktail bar in Polaris. It was an ice cream shop with a cocktail bar in the back. And then,
fun.
And then I found myself at DraftKings downtown in more of a managerial role. And then I moved back into cocktailing at Goodfellas, and I now run that cocktail bar, which I love it there. It's amazing.
Awesome. So I skipped a step. We're going to get back to all of this, but
Okay.
we like to loosen things up with some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Instead, we loosened them up with some Jello shots.
Jello
Yeah,
shots
so
and
now
questions.
you're going to be super loose.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, here are your rapid fire questions. Bartender or mixologist?
Mixologist.
Egg white or aquafaba?
I like egg white.
Negroni up or on the rocks?
On the rocks.
All right. And what is your end of shift drink or shot or
Shot of Fernet and a High Life, baby.
Fernet and a High Life? Okay.
Goodness.
All right.
So what inspired you to be a bartender other than it sounds like you grew up in the industry? What inspires you on a daily basis as a bartender?
What inspires me, I'd say creating an environment that people want to be in inspires me. Being the person that people can come to and talk about their problems, their feelings, and they want to be that, I guess, sincere and honest with you. I feel like as a bartender, your job is to make drinks, but your job is to more so entertain and provide value. And that's what brings people back. It's not necessarily the fact that you can make the best drink, is how you make them feel when they're in your space, and treating it like an experience rather than I'm just serving you drinks. Because then it makes it really easy to stop caring. Like, oh, I'm just making alcoholic drinks for people. I'm just getting them drunk. But that's not what you're doing. You're providing an experience from the time they walk in to the time they leave. And it's super important to treat it that way, because you never know what someone's going through. And you never know if you could be the person that kind of saves them, for lack of a better term. If they're going through a hard time, or if, they have their last $20 in their back pocket and they find themselves at your bar, and having that interaction with them and not expecting anything in return is also another big thing. Like, just being there for people, being honest, and just giving them the time that they don't feel like they get from a lot of people. That's what a bartender is to me. And
So
that's,
you can't like give a shit every day. Like you have to have days where you're like, I don't fucking care. I have
Yeah.
my own problems. So what do you do to like psych yourself out to pretend like you give a shit?
that's a great question. I mean, obviously everybody has days, and it is what it is. You can't just not show up and not do your job, right? So my thing is I think all of us in the service industry, especially front of house, you have to have that mask. And that's why we need drinks sometimes after we get off, is because you are kind of putting up like a version of yourself when you're interacting with people. You're trying to be who they need. And sometimes it is hard.
You're a professional.
Yeah, but you have to be professional, and you have to understand that you have to try to not bring that stuff into work, especially with people you're the focal point of the bar, and people are all eyes on you. So if you're having a bad day, it's kind of like fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
At least that's how I kind of do it. And then once you get off, then it's your turn to take your grievances to some other bartender and then and then they have to do the same for you. So, and I guess that's part of the camaraderie of it all. But yeah, it's not always easy.
So is this your first bar manager position?
So no, I've had other bar manager positions. I would say this is the most labor intensive one. Just in terms of like having freedom on menus, like designing menus. They do place a lot of trust in us to kind of make sure that we're staying true to what the Goodfellas vibe is, and make sure that all of our cocktails are at the level that they want us to be, right? Because we are a cocktail bar at the end of the day. We can't be throwing trash cans on our menu and stuff like that. So it is refined bartending, and it's something that I've had to kind of coach a lot of people up to, just especially with our initial staff was very like inexperienced, and I love that because for me it's easier to take someone that knows nothing and turn them into a really good bartender because they don't have any of the, bad habits that you can pick up along the way. Because craft cocktailing is the upper echelon of what a bartender typically do. Because bartending can be cracking beers and pouring shots, but it can also be understanding the classics, creating your own mixology, and then, it's just a different style. There's different styles, but cocktailing I would think is up there, the number one, hardest to learn.
What's been the most challenging part of managing this bar? Because you were there from the beginning, from when they opened.
I'd say just as a manager, it's your job to put out fires. Sometimes there will be no fires. Other times there's a fire every day. There's multiple fires a day. In the beginning, it was tough just because, when you open a new restaurant, it's not always guaranteed that you're going to be busy right off the bat. And that's kind of what we saw. Our building was boarded up for a while before we kind of moved in and started to do something in the space. So for the first couple of months we were open, it was hard to get people in the door, and the bar is slightly kind of like hidden in the back. So we had to like kind of learn how to coach people to walk through the entire space, to go check out the bar. And it was a challenge at first, but our space is so niche and cool that once you do find it, it feels like you found a little hidden gem. And a lot of people just keep coming back. So since we opened a year ago, I think we've probably doubled our business day to day. And people just love the spot. Love
Probably
the aesthetic.
because of the Columbus Craft Cocktail Tour.
Absolutely. Which shouts to you guys. You guys have brought so many new people in, and it's been such a good experience working with you guys. We've had so much fun through it all.
Well, so it is a little bit odd. So it's Goodfellas Pizza in the front,
For sure.
and then in the back there's this like super sexy cocktail bar.
Yeah.
It's not what you expect to see in the back of a pizza place. And this isn't their only spot, right?
No. So we have locations. Typically, so we started in Kentucky, in Lexington. That was our first location. Right now, I believe we're up to 13 different locations, mostly in Kentucky. We have 3 in Cincinnati area, 1 in Covington. We just opened the one in the short north, and then our newest location is in Nashville. So they've been opening a lot of locations, and they're looking at possibly opening a couple more. But yeah, like you said, it's a pizzeria and then a super sexy, like kind of speakeasy-esque bourbon bar vibe. And it's super great. And all the locations are a little different. So like our OTR has an upstairs, downstairs, whereas us, it's just kind of like a front and a back. They're all a little different. We have a location in the distillery, so that one has a super cool patio, and it's much larger. But it really depends like what area you're in. They all have a completely different vibe. So that's part of the cool thing. It's like not one shoe fits all. They all have their own little spunk and kind of their own little vibe. But yeah.
Are they all bourbon bars?
Yeah, they're all bourbon bars. Our company does have a tequila taco concept as well called Desperados. But the Wiseguy Goodfellas is all bourbon and pizza focused. Okay. Yeah.
And is it privately owned then?
It is. Yes, it's privately owned. Obviously they're expanding very quick, so I don't know like what their ideas are for the future, but right now I believe yes, it is privately owned.
Okay, very cool.
Yep.
My other question about Wiseguy Lounge is, what's your favorite aspect of it?
Ooh, my favorite aspect, honestly, is our bourbon selection. Probably.
I love your bourbon selection too.
Yeah, it's really good. I've upwards of about 200 bourbons now. I started out with about 150, and we've been adding to our collection. It's just super fun to be able to educate people. I'm from Cincinnati, so there it's like everybody has all the bourbons, right? Here it's a little different. It's a little harder to get your hands on the good juice, which it's obviously state controlled, which is good and bad for certain things. But for us, it was tough in the beginning, getting the good juice, getting the allocated bottles. But now we're starting to see some of that in. So I'm just super stoked at how good I can get my collection. And obviously, as me being the one that runs it, I kind of have to know a little bit about all of them. So just kind of, it's also teaching me a ton about bourbon and a ton about the culture. And just, I don't know, I've learned so much since I started, which is my goal all the time, is just to constantly be learning and doing new things and developing myself alongside my people, anyone that works with me or around me. So
Do you guys do barrel picks ever?
we do. So right now, it's great. My company is great. We have a warehouse in Kentucky full of all kinds of lovely barrel picks, and in most of our locations, we sell them over the bar. Granted, in Ohio, we can't do that. So right now, I have one barrel pick. I'm working on getting more. I have a Buffalo Trace barrel pick. We call it the Buffalo Soldier. On Tuesdays, it's also half off. So if you should want to stop by, that's the best day to do it. But yeah, we're working on it. Right now I have one. Unfortunately, I can't transfer bottles from Kentucky here.
Yeah.
I would have done that. But yeah, we have to funnel it through OHLQ. So I have a lovely vault full of all kinds of things I can't touch.
Oh, yeah.
But I will also mention that you have some of the most reasonably priced bourbons in the city.
Absolutely.
Like your prices they're fine. I mean, some people are right on par with you, but obviously you have some really difficult to find things that aren't that pricey.
Yeah. That's kind of like what our owners, that's what their idea was when they first kind of started us as a concept. They were young guys at one point, right? Didn't have a whole lot of money to their names, and they always looked at these nice pours and were like, dang, one day I'll be able to afford that one day. So they kind of, now that they have built what they've built and are doing pretty well, they're like, let's try to make our bourbon as cheap as we possibly can for just the average consumer, because we want, young people that come in that want to know more about bourbon to be able to purchase these pours and not break the bank. So that was one of their founding ideas, and we've kind of stayed true to that over the years as bourbon and pricing has inflated, and especially in the short north, you see price of an old fashioned at most places $15. We can get them. You can get them at my spot Wednesday $5, $8 any other day. So we try to keep the pricing low because it's more about teaching for us.
And say what bourbon you use.
Oh, we 1792 in our household fashion.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's the good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
On Wednesdays, I think we hardly make money, but it's worth it because the students and even people just getting off work, they love to make it their stop. You know, 3 old fashions for $15.
We'll talk about that. Talk about your daily specials.
So we do something special every day. We don't necessarily have a happy hour. So Mondays we do $5 mules and martinis. So that'll include our classic martinis on our menu. Tuesdays it's half off all of our barrel picks. Right now we only have the one. We'll get more eventually, and it'll be half off every Tuesday. Wednesdays we do $5 old fashions, and that will be all day. And then Thursday we do $6 classic cocktails. So classic cocktails is pretty much embodies every single classic cocktail, half off. It's kind of insane for that day. That's my favorite day to go. Fridays we do a flight special, 10% off our flights, which we're working on adding some more flights now that we're getting some cool bottles in. And then Saturdays we don't do anything. It's just normal. And then Sundays we do a 25% off industry special. So you get 25% off in your tab if you're in the service industry, bar/restaurant scene. Super cool. So we get a decent little pop on Sundays for that as well. We try to do something every day.
That's so cool.
And you've got a great lunch special. I've been in for that before.
Yep.
Slice with a salad and a drink for $10 or something, and it's awesome.
Yep. So they like to give back to the community. They're big on trying not to break people's banks. I know we're going through not the best financial times, so it's important to try to provide as much value to the customer as we possibly can, and that's what we kind of focus on over there.
And we should mention the pizza is amazing.
Heck yeah,
It is so good, and it reheats really well too.
Yeah, it does. Especially if you have a pizza stone. But yeah, I I love our pizza. I eat a substantial amount of it. It's actually becoming a slight problem, but yeah, no, great. It is great. Got a really good meatball sub too. If you guys are next time, yeah, you got to give that a try.
Yeah.
It's
The only
deadly.
thing I've ever had is the pizza. I don't
Yeah.
think we've had the breadsticks. Those are really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really, really good food. So tell us for the local people, what is your address and what are your hours?
So our address is 608 North High Street. We're kind of located right next to El Vaquero, kind of across the street from Hyde Park. And our hours, we're open every day from 11 a.m. till 12 during the week. Thursdays we're open 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. And then Friday, Saturday, we still open all the way till 2. So we're open super early every day. We run the lunch special every single day till about 4 or 5, I believe. And yeah, we do our daily specials on top of that. So
And you're still making pizza that late at night?
yeah, so pizzeria actually does stay open till 3 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays.
Oh,
I'm glad you mentioned
wow.
that. Yeah, so they get a very large rush after all the
Yeah.
bars close.
Yeah,
and
I
it
bet.
gets a little sloppy in there sometimes, but it's always a good time. Yeah,
That sounds like a terrible shift to work.
it gets a little dicey sometimes, but you know it's better to let them soak up the alcohol with some pizza than letting them go out and be about all drunk and whatnot. So
I guess.
yeah.
So do you have a favorite ingredient or spirit that you like to work with?
Ooh, recently it's been mezcal for me. Mezcal is very overpowering in cocktails, so you have to be very. I like mezcal. A lot of people
too.
don't. So when you're putting in a cocktail, it's best to use it more subtly. So use a little bit less of it. My newest cocktail is a spin on a Oaxacan old fashioned. It's a repo and a mezcal split with a little bit of the Angostura Amaro, some chocolate bitters, and some agave. So it's kind of like a riff on an old fashioned. Super, super good. More desserty than a typical old fashioned. But I love working with mezcal because it's something that a lot of people don't like right off the bat. You kind of have to teach them to like it. So putting it in cocktails, you use a little bit of it and then you kind of slowly get them acquainted to it. It's like, okay, you like that subtle smoke or you don't, right? And sometimes people are like, oh, I hate this. It's like, okay, well, you need to try it a few more times before you like it. But it's picking the ingredients that people aren't always comfortable with and trying to make it good and like approachable enough that the average person can drink it and be like, oh, I don't like mezcal usually, but I do like it in this. And then now it's like, okay, well, maybe I'll try more drinks with this in it. So it's just teaching people.
Yeah, I think mezcal is polarizing because of the smokiness, because people equate it to scotch.
Yep.
And it's a different kind of smoky.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have any peat in it.
Mm-hmm.
I love mezcal. I didn't always because I don't think that I got a good mezcal. I think
Yeah.
that's important too. You
It
got to
definitely
get
is.
a decent spirit, as with all things, you
Mhm.
know. Yeah, you just got to start with a good base spirit. Are there any trends that you're looking forward to, or trends that you can't wait to go away?
Ooh, like cocktail trends.
Yeah, like there's a clear cocktail trend right now where it's less ingredients, but better spirits,
Mhm.
like stuff like that.
So a lot of the trends that we've kind of seen, especially like in Columbus, is like I see a lot of clarifications done, and I guess that's like part of we have one on our menu, of course, too. I see a lot of like more kitchen approaching, like I guess prep work and all of these. It's more of like cooking knowledge to an extent. Like it's and it's science. It really is at the end of the day. For our menu, we did a cocktail. It was a oolong demerara syrup, vodka, peach puree, and some yuzu juice. And we did a milk clarification on it. And the whole process is super cool. Now, it looks super gross the whole time. So people love to sit at the bar and they'll ask us questions when they see us kind of doing what we got to do, straining stuff out and manipulating the cocktail itself. But it's cool to be able to teach people stuff, especially when it's so like, it's the average person is not going to be able to like milk clarify something at home, right? So you're giving them something that like they won't be able to really do on their own, and then you're kind of like teaching them the process, which is super cool. So I've seen a lot of that in cocktails just around town, and I love it because instead of tasting all the flavors separate, really what a clarification does is it molds all of them into like almost one flavor, and you'll get that. So our drink is called the Dragon of the West. But yeah, it's a milk clarification, and it takes all these different vibrant flavors, it tones them down, and it almost blends them into one cohesive flavor. And it's super cool. It also adds the milk aspect adds a lot of mouthfeel as well. So it just completely changes it. And in that cocktail, you can't even taste the vodka in it, and there's a whole bunch in there. So
How do you keep up on all these trends and stuff?
a lot of it is I use Reddit, Instagram, social media is my main stuff. I have a couple subscriptions to magazines, and then just access to a bunch of different cocktail books. Local libraries will have a lot of this stuff. If people ever want to start kind of doing some research on their own or trying stuff at the house. I found a ton of stuff, libraries, if you don't want to spend the money on books. Or there's a ton of stuff on Amazon if you want to buy like the online books as well. I've seen some stuff, but I think social media, like following your favorite craft cocktail bars on social media is huge. A lot of places will do like little breakdowns of their cocktails, especially if you're looking at like crazy cocktail bars in New York. I get a ton of inspiration out of New York and San Diego, like big cocktailing areas. And there's just so much out there. And even if you want to try something someone does, you can reach out. And a lot of times people are super cool. Shoot them a DM. Like they'll probably send you the whole recipe.
Or maybe buy the Columbus Craft Cocktail book.
And the craft cocktail book has an endless amount of cool stuff that you can try with all the recipes.
Awesome. So is there one person that is like your mentor or someone that you find inspiring in the industry?
Yeah. So I have a partner in crime. His name is Ari Stewart. We kind of grew up in the industry together, I'd say. We opened a restaurant together, ran the front of house training, became good friends. And he's inspired me to be the best that I can be, just kind of like I've inspired him to be the best he could be. I did convince him to bartend when he was first starting out, just because I saw something in him, and now he's probably one of the best in the area. And they just obviously had a new cocktail menu flip over there at Cordial, and he's been killing it over there. But yeah, he's inspired me, and I've seen him go from, front of house server all the way to GM of his location, and he's killing it, and I'm super proud of him over there. So me and him have like a love and hate relationship. We're best friends, but we're also very competitive with each other. So, him running such a kick-ass program makes me just want to step my game up and do better. So, yeah, shouts to him, and he's killing it over there. And yeah.
So, any good CD stories that you'd like to share of experiences from behind the bar?
Ooh, experiences from behind the bar. I have so many. I guess my favorite story I have is back when I was working in Cincinnati. It was opening day not opening day. I was going to say opening day for the Reds, but it wasn't. It was SantaCon. It was my first day working at the club I worked at, Gala Park. And SantaCon is a super huge event in downtown Cincinnati where there's like 200,000 people that show up all dressed as Santa, elves, like all the Christmas stuffs, right?
Ah.
So our bar was like shoulder to shoulder, line down the street, and it was my first day. Nobody knew me. Nobody even knew I worked there. All I did was throw trash away for the whole first day, just in and out. That's all I did. That's my only job for the whole day. And at the end of my shift, I was just like, this sucks. I don't want to do this. This is the worst job ever. And the chef came to me and he said, hey, I saw what you did all night. And he's like, I didn't even know you worked here for a while until someone told me, but you're a kick-ass and you need to stay here because I've never seen someone work so hard. And it was my first day. And so that kind of kept me there. And then I fell in love with it. So it's just funny. It's like, just because the shoe doesn't feel like it fits right away, like if you give it a couple more days, you never know where it could take you.
Awesome. All right. Any other questions?
No, I think we're good.
Well, Jared, thank you so much for being our guest. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And we love what you do, and we can't wait to see where you go from here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for having me on. This was so much fun.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Do you want to promote this stuff you and your wife do on the side, or girlfriend, or is that
Girlfriend. Yeah. So yeah, I guess we can talk a little bit about it. So me and Taylor, my girlfriend, just started our own little mobile bartending company. So we've been focused on getting that off the ground. Calling it what Sip Happens. So it's a cute little name. But we're just trying to kind of get it off the ground and started. We've done a few small events so far. We're looking to try to just get more into the event space, like weddings and stuff like that, or just, smaller, more niche birthday events.
So how do people get a hold of you if they want to hire you for their event?
So right now we're working on getting a website up. I have business cards. So mainly I've just been promoting out of the bar. I get a lot of people in just different for walks of life. And from the convention center, we see a lot of people from out of town. So I've just been handing out business cards. I'm trying to get a social media up and a website running soon. But mainly it's just been like friends of friends and just promoting through anyone that kind of is willing to listen. I've been talking.
So how does it work? Like, let's say I'm having a fundraiser and I need a bartender. What do I do?
So once our social media is up and running, there'll be an email link on there. Essentially, you'll just reach out to us and inquire about a date. And as long as we can staff it, we'll get you set up. The niche of Ohio is that we can't buy the liquor. So we kind of work with the guests. We're like, hey, like what kind of do you want to do for your party? Do you want cocktails? Do you want easy drinks, beers? Like, what do you want? And we sit down and we kind of put together a plan. We'll kind of coach them on what to buy from the liquor store because we can't do that in Ohio. But we'll do all the prep work. We'll do all the setup, tear down, build the cocktails for the actual event, and kind of talk to people about what we're doing along the process. So it's something we're still kind of getting off the ground. It's very new. But I'm stoked because I love throwing events. I love the planning processes and all of it. And I love making people feel special.
So is your girlfriend a bartender as well?
Yep, she's also a bartender. She just recently took a sales job, so she's kind of like doing both. But yeah, I've actually trained her at a couple of different places. So
Cool.
yeah, she's great.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, good luck with that and let us know how we can help and let us know how it's going.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Appreciate you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
A big thanks to our producer, Greg Hansberry, and to the biographer for our original music. Visit our website at columbuscraftcocktailtour.com for merch, tour dates, and gift cards, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Cbus Craft Cocktail Tour. Please rate, review, and subscribe. It really helps. Until next time, remember to drink responsibly and stay cocktail curious. Cheers.
This has been a Last Call Productions production.